let's talk a little bit about Tua because I thought, Tua's always given us some great examples of why he's a terrific teammate and a leader. And you see like things that have happened with Zach Wilson and how um, Kyler Murray, Johnny Manziel. We've watched different people either have a lack of maturity or a lack of responsibility or a lack of um, uh, what's that word that accountability. All of these kind of things, these players that I just told you about, they have shown a lack of in everything, right? And with Tua, you've never seen a lack of leadership, a lack of accountability, nothing. You've always seen the guy, leadership, everything. He is top notch when it's all that. What I love is how the media constantly tries to bait him into talking about himself, bragging about some accomplishment or something he could accomplish or anything along those lines. So Peyton Manning's all-time passing record for a season is under threat now, right? Tua enters week 6 with 1,614 passing yards, which, by the way, is 116 more yards than any other QB this season. Okay. He is on pace for a new single season record. Manning threw for 5,477 yards. He's on pace to actually throw for more yards. Okay. Putting him ahead. All right. And so he was asked about that. Hey, about passing, how cool would it be to pass Peyton Manning's record? And here's his answer. That would definitely be cool. But if we don't get where we want to get as a team, none of that would mean anything to me. But along the way, if we could get to where we want to get to as a team and those statistics could follow in helping win games, I'd be very happy. And by the way, what do you think happened to me 2 weeks ago when some of you got all bent out of shape? Because I was mad that the Dolphins didn't show up against the Bills and they had that fraudulent performance. And why? Because winning 10 games or 11 or 9 and getting into the playoffs and then getting spanked and getting sent home, which is what we've all experienced for years, I don't want to see that. This team is better than that. And that's exactly what Tua is also thinking with the individual stats. Just like some of you are, well, we're still 3-1-0, and we can be 5-1 going to the Eagles. Worst case scenario, we lose, we're still 5-2. Yeah, that doesn't mean much. Same thing that Tua is saying right now. So you passed Peyton Manning's passing record, but you flopped in the playoffs. It's not going to mean anything. Yeah, it's a nice record, but the team accomplishments are what matters. That's how you're going to be measured, dude. You could talk about Michael Jordan's MVPs and scoring titles and defensive, awards and all that. It's the 6 titles that they talk about. It's the fact that he went to 6 of them and won all 6. That's the way they look at it. That dude was like he was on. And that's what they're going to remember you for. And to me, that's what I love about this football team. This football team has the kind of talent that we haven't seen in well over 30 years. And they got to do better than what they've done in the past, in the last 30 years in the playoffs. They got to do way better than that. And so I'm not surprised whatsoever because you're not going to ever bait Tua. I don't know why the media does this, because they want to bait him into bragging about himself or whatever, and he will never do that. Hey, you excited? Yeah, I think we're all excited. He never makes it about him. and it's really cool. And to me, in a way, it kind of reminded me of me not being very happy with what happened 2 weeks ago against the Bills. That's why I can't wait for the Eagles game next week because that's the measuring stick, man. If you can win that game, now we start to get a feel for okay, now they can start beating these kind of teams. Let's see. Can you beat KC and Buffalo next? Then I'm going to get really excited if you're beating one of those because now I'm thinking, now we're going to see the team in the postseason we haven't seen in 40 years. That'd be pretty cool.